Welcome back to the Dekkster and Dera podcast. We got a lot of exciting stuff here today. We're going to be talking about Miss Marvel, Gladiator, OTAs, and more. This might be a short one though, because we might be changing the time of the pod to be coming up on Mondays, right?
Yeah, so we're going to maybe make it more coincide with the new card releases so you can get a better, closer look at the new cards as they come out with the pod. So card and pod become one.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's a good idea.
As a plan. So yeah, short one. We'll go over the stuff we normally do, the OTA, the new card, the last card that came out, and also the new card that's upcoming. So let's get into it, Dekkster. There's a big OTA that's happening this season that we've talked about. All right, where do we want to start? Actually, there's two big things that happened, I think, with this OTA, and I think let's talk about Mobius first. I think, Mobius had a big change last patch where they nuked him out of existence, right? And now they're bringing him back as a 3/3. So it went from an on reveal to a 3/3, which makes it so that now he is playable again. He will not be quite as good as he was before, right? So at 2/3 ongoing, he was in almost every deck. Like everyone was just throwing him into anything, and he was just worth it. He was good at ongoing decks. He was good at non-ongoing decks. Like you just throw him in as just like a card that could solve a lot of problems for Loki, for Ravonna. Not that was a thing before the patch.
Raft counter.
Raft counter, Dream Dimension counter. It was literally for everything. Death, She-Hulk. So that coming back at 3 cost, I think it'll actually make it a little bit more balanced. You can't just throw it into everything because it's a lot harder to play out a 3 cost card on just like any turn, and it's hard to combo out with other cards because you can't really play much else with it. So I think it'll still be in a lot of decks, but I think it'll be not as meta like binding as it was before. It kind of really stuck the meta in a certain spot before. What do you think?
I think well, he's not playable as an on reveal, so thank God they're doing this. I don't think we're going to see that much Mobius as people are thinking. Maybe I think people just think he's back, but I think he's going to be very, very unseen. You have to really make sure you want him in your deck. A 3/3 is very different than a 2/3. It's a huge nerf still, but rightfully so. I think he was very overplayed. I was shoving him in every deck just so I couldn't get wrecked by things, or like if Raft came up, it'd be good, or if you got what is it, Elysium that discounts everything by 1? Yeah, he was just so good. If you had that and you had Mobius in hand and your opponent did not have a Mobius, like you get to keep the discount. So he was just so good for locations. But at a 3/3, he's not going to be in that many decks, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but maybe you just shove him in as a very needed tech card. Maybe if you're playing, I don't know, Sarah or something. But Wave got changed, so maybe I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, Wave getting changed, I think, will have big implications on like the usability of Mobius, because now it's not going to be as like your cards can't be increased, like, so it doesn't have that Wave benefit that you used to have, where like you'd be the only one who could play cards out with Wave, because now it doesn't matter. It just would stop the reduction of the 6 cost cards for your opponent, which isn't a lot of times when you're playing Wave nowadays. That doesn't matter as much anymore anyway, because your opponent's still just going to play out like their normal game plan that they were going to do most of the
time. Now he's like low-key tech or negative tech.
Yeah, so I think it will just be like not necessarily low-key tech, but anti-tech for Loki if Loki becomes too much of a problem. But I don't see Loki being that big of a problem. I think Loki is still probably one of the best decks right now, but Mobius might keep it slightly in line, where it might bring it down to just a tier 1 deck, not like an S tier deck.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying he goes in like a surfer deck now, which maybe that's going to be his home. That seems pretty good.
That does seem good, but it does have, it's just going to be a good tech card, I think, to include in some decks, just like you would throw like a random Rogue or a random Shang-Chi, which, also got a not a big change, but it's like the first time Shang has been changed since the beginning of the game, and I've been asking them to change the card since the very beginning, because it just feels like too easy to slot in. And there were a lot of metas where Shang was just everywhere, right? And now getting changed, it's going from 9 or more power to 10 or more power that needs to destroy the card. So a lot of cards would fall under the radar.
This is a huge change. Like this is massive. I think a lot of the meta is formed around having an 8 power card, so you can't get Shang-Chi'd. And then a lot of cards were not playable. Stuff like Rescue, right? You couldn't really play because it would just get Shang-Chi'd. But now you can. So I think this is great. I'm quite happy about this change. What do you think about it?
I'm also happy about it. I thought Shang-Chi was too much for too long, and I wanted them to make it like a 5-cost card, even like what a lot of people think that would like nuke the card, but I think it would still be playable. But at 4, I think it is at 4 for 10. They made a bunch of adjustments to other cards to kind of like tweak it with Shang-Chi. Like they made the monster on Monster Island 10 power card, so it still gets hit by Shang-Chi. Like they buffed cards to make it still get hit by Shang-Chi. Like She-Hulk, they're bringing back to 10. They're doing a couple other things as well, right? So it's just like they're making those small tweaks to keep the Shang-Chi meta there. But like you said, cards like Rescue, premium card like Chavez, does that make it even better?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, now you can't get Shang-Chi'd. What are the breakpoints for Dino? Dino sometimes hits 9.
Yeah, that's true. Dino that's actually pretty big for Dino, because there's a lot of times where you are playing out a card on your turn and like you don't have priority and you get below a certain amount for just until you generate more cards in your hand. So like the Shang, you could dodge the Shang a lot easier, I feel like, with that now, being able to get down to 9 as opposed to 11.
Jones is getting buffed as well. Jones is a good card. Premium
Jones
stats.
is going to be very premium now. It's going to be a 4/5 plus 4, I think. So it's going to be a 4/9.
And it can't be Shang-Chi.
+5. Yeah, can't be Shang-Chi, and it's getting +1. Pretty huge there, I think.
So 4/9 is just premium stats. Like that's what you
Warpath.
want. Warpath is Shang-Chiable though.
Yeah, Warpath is getting buffed into Shang-Chi range, but I don't think that's such a big problem with Shang-Chi. Because I don't think I don't know if Shang is going to be a huge problem for that, but Warpath might be playable now because I don't think anyone was playing it really.
Yeah,
just fighting for only 2 locations is not as premium. Maybe it'll be played more with Miss Marvel. Maybe that's why they're buffing it, because they. Well, actually, no. I guess Miss Marvel just came out. We'll talk about it, but I think Warpath might be playable with. Actually, no. I guess Miss Marvel needs cards in location. Never mind. What am I talking about? All right, cancel that.
Well, what's the strong guy change?
Got it. All right. Well, that's the other big one. Strong guy getting a pretty large change as well. It's going from a 4/4 to a 3/3, but it's keeping the +6 power. So it's going from a 4/10 to a 3/9, which is 3/9 is premium stats.
That is very nice.
And it's also not Shang-Chiable, which
we've both been clamoring for a strong guy buff or rework ever since the beginning of this podcast, I think.
That's been our main thing that we've said every time we want to buff. Strong guy, please.
Yeah, we had a segment for like OTA wishes or like card rework wishes, and the strong guy was always there for me. I love strong guy. I miss him in my old Goosera SKU list. So I think he's still not going to be great, but I'm excited to mess around with him.
3 power is a lot less. Or 3 energy. Like, I think it is a lot easier to play him out. But, like, I don't see it working still. Like, at 3/9, it's not quite... The condition is still too hard to meet. And the decks you want to put him in, like, emptying your hand... I think he might be playable, but I don't think it'll be tier 1, you know?
Maybe in like
we'll see, though.
Hell Cow's bigger now. I'm coping, but yeah, I still want to mess around with strong guy cow or something.
Yeah. You'll have to have some sort of, like, I don't know if you want, like, how do you play the, maybe with, what's it called? Dracula. Like, you play Dracula Zoo kind of stuff with strong guy. You have Dracula discard the last card in your hand, maybe.
Yeah, that could be it. I don't know. We're coping.
We're
But
coping. I wish Strong Guy would be playable at 3-3. We'll see. Honestly, if they made him 3-4, maybe it'd be like they didn't need to take off the power. Maybe
yeah.
310 would be insane though, because that's like a werewolf. Werewolf been insane as a 3 power card. I think it's like the premium 3 slot right now is werewolf. It's in a lot of decks.
Oh, he's amazing.
So yeah, werewolf might get nerfed, honestly.
Maybe.
From the
Should we
perspective
talk?
of
Did we
cards
talk
that
about all the OTA? Should we jump to Marvel?
There's one more OTA change that we didn't talk about, and it is Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is going down 1 energy cost to a 2/3. So I think that'll just be move is going to be very, very solid, I think, with that change, because I think move is already pretty okay right now. I've seen a lot of top players playing just like straight up move decks, like just with all the move cards. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them just like playing out vultures and multiple men and human torches and Heimdall, and I'm like, oh, what? And now you throw Doctor Strange in there as well, because I think it'll just be really solid.
I think at a 2/3, he'll be pretty fun to just throw in any deck, really, just to move something out, bait your opponent into overcommitting on a lane or something like that.
Yeah, maybe that's like a second Ghost Spider in some sort of clogging deck too.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that actually doesn't sound that bad. Now you're giving me some ideas. I might do that. Doctor Strange in any deck. Yeah, 2/3 is just like a solid stat line. That's why Mobius was a problem at 2/3, because it just like it's good enough stats that you can just play it on your board. And if it's a good effect, it'll be definitely good. So I think it will be played at 2/3 Doctor Strange. But yeah, you want to hop into Miss Marvel? Have you played Miss Marvel yet?
I have not. I was gone all day yesterday. But
Miss Marvel is actually good.
I think I expected her to be pretty good. I think the thing is, when we recorded the last pod, we're like, I think she's going to be great, but we weren't sure if you needed a card in the other areas. It looked like it based on the text. And then shortly after the pod, I think it was confirmed that you do need cards in the adjacent locations. But what are people playing with her right now?
I think some of the most popular things are Lockdown, obviously. So Lockdown, because it's just going to be good because you're getting power into adjacent lanes. So when you lock a lane down, you can still get power over there. So it's just really strong in that. There's been a lot of different builds around Lockdown. This is what I used to climb to Infinite. It was a Professor X Sandman deck, a little bit of ramp, so like Wave Electro. You played Miss Marvel just to help your lockdown lanes, and also just it's a 4/15, so it's not bad.
Yeah, that's good.
It is difficult to make sure you get cards on either side unless you specifically plan around it, like if you're playing a deck like this. So you have to really be deliberate.
Yeah, I thought there might be like debris played with her. Is that not? Is that?
Oh, I played Doctor Doom, but
that kind of works.
A kind of insane card is actually Orca with Miss Marvel, I've noticed, because it's just like it's 21 power if you have Miss Marvel mid and Orca on one side.
Ooh,
which is 21 power is a lot. So
just go Marvel, Namor, Orca, boom.
Yeah. Oh wow. Now you're cooking.
Just three.
I did see a couple people with Namor in their deck. There were some of those people out there.
Yeah, a lot of people love that guy.
A lot of people. It's one of the most famous cards out there, I've heard. Namor. But Miss Marvel, I think we hit it spot on for about its strength. Honestly, I think this might have been. A lot of people were thinking it'd be bad. Honestly, I saw that when I was looking at other people's reactions to how it'll be, and they were like, "Oh, why would I play Miss Marvel? It seems bad." Blah blah blah. Like unique cost, what's that? But I do think that Miss Marvel is exactly where we said, above, like right above good, below busted.
Wow.
Agreed?
So yeah, on Untapped, her win rate is actually stupid high.
What is it?
What?
Oh, is it busted?
67%.
Oh, all right.
Wait,
so I can tell you
right.
why. It is right. It's because everyone is doing the new season climb to Infinite against bots.
It's just bots.
Yeah, that's the problem with Untapped stats. Like, they need a way to remove bots from the stats, or else it's just gonna look like that every time something comes out. It's just there needs to be a tag that Second Dinner provides in the data for bots, but they don't allow that because they want to hide the bots.
Yeah.
But
well, it makes sense to want to hide the bots because then casual players beat the bots and get dopamine.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly why, is because they literally have said that that's what they feel good when you beat the game and you don't know it's bots, and you feel bad the second you know it's bots. So
yeah.
But I'm so glad they removed bots from Infinite. Makes Infinite play so much better. Even though my queue times for the last day, well, for the last 2 days since I got Infinite have been pretty high because there's not many people in Infinite yet. It's worth it. I would much rather wait.
How does it work if you're the first Infinite player? You just can't play?
I guess, yeah.
Wow. That's weird.
But a lot of people got Infinite pretty quickly, so it's like you couldn't play for like 20 minutes because like you're not beating everybody else by like more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty quick for people to get Infinite. So yeah, if you get Infinite like super fast, you might not be able to play for like an hour or two if you were like way ahead of everyone.
Yeah. Well, Marvel's seeming like a really good card. Again, if you are going to spend any money on this game, the battle pass or season pass, whatever they call it, is the best use of your money because you get the card and you get all these other perks as well.
Yeah, it literally is.
Yeah,
like you can't go wrong getting a season pass. I feel like every month, as long as if you're gonna invest any money.
Oh, I thought you unlocked all these already. I was like, are you already level 50?
No, I'm level 5, which is still pretty far along. You know, it's only been 1 day.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I normally get to like a level 120 or something by the end. And I don't buy the extra, 10 levels or something.
I do.
You do buy them.
Yeah, something's wrong with me.
Don't you?
You definitely don't need
complete the pass anyway?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
But so you're pretty much just buying 10 of these season caches for $5. You think that's worth it?
It used to be. I think they actually lowered the rewards and no one's talking about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you used to get a lot. Like sometimes you get 100 or 200 credits fairly often in the cache. And now you don't.
Yeah, you can't also get gold in the caches.
Yeah, I think you get like 50 gold now. You used to get like 15 boosters too, but now I think it's 10. Or maybe it's 10 or 15, but no one's talking about season caches, or maybe they are, but I think the rewards got a lot worse, which maybe makes sense. I think a lot of people were botting with Agatha in order just to get a ton of season caches, which I think is it's probably easy to set up with just like blue stacks, and then you get some sort of bot to click.
Well, we're not promoting that, but yeah, I think it is.
But probably I think that's how they do it. Yeah, don't do that.
I faced an Agatha gamer in Infinite yesterday, right after I got Infinite, and there was only like 50 people in Infinite. Someone either got Infinite with Agatha, or they just started immediately playing Agatha. But I did see where I don't know if this was on the stream or last podcast. Was it the last podcast where we saw the Infinite win rate for Agatha?
It's high for some reason. Like something's wrong.
Yeah, there's some weird Agatha deck. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, this one's really bad. I was just looking at the stats. I was just scrolling down to see where the first Agatha deck, but it's like it's one of the most played decks. But this is just like what I feel like this has to be a bot farming deck, like a deck that someone's botting with.
Wait, why did they even have stature? They don't have a discard.
That's what I'm thinking. It's literally just to make sure that it like plays out on curve or something. Like I have no idea why it has stature. Like it doesn't make any sense at all.
This is just
it has
one person.
3,100 games. Well,
one person has played 3,100 games.
Untapped makes it so that it doesn't show decks here unless more than one person plays the deck, so that someone's secret tech doesn't get leaked, is what I was told.
Oh,
here's another one. This one has like a slightly better win rate, and it's doing the Blue Marvel Kazar stuff because it actually
that's at least a bit of a more cohesive deck.
Yeah, I think there are definitely bot farmers out there, but it's just I can't imagine it's good. If we sort this by win rate, yeah, there's like this deck actually popping off. Like, how are these people playing this many games and winning an average of 0.5 cubes? It must be against other bots. But
It's
this looks like the
weird.
deck I was facing in Infinite. Like, someone was just playing this deck.
Yeah, I don't know. That's so weird, man. It's something's wrong with Untapped. I don't know what it is.
You think it's untapped? Like, it
It's
can't
got to
be. They
be.
can't be winning.
They can't be winning 72% in Infinite. This is in Infinite on the latest patch. There's no way.
So I had a conspiracy theory. Hear me out. Um, I think it might be. This could be completely off, but that someone on the ladder is trying to queue into themselves, maybe to boost themselves, maybe.
I was just thinking that might be this.
So it's like someone, but they would have to be boosting this account to boost the other account, you know, because like to get this win rate.
Maybe they have two bots. It's two different Agatha decks or more,
Yeah, yeah.
and they just all play against each other. And they're all at like the shittiest
Yeah.
rank. Oh, sorry. Can I say that? The poopiest rank. They're all playing against each other. And they're just seeing which Agatha deck is supreme. It's like a battle of the bots.
Yeah, maybe. There's got to be
An
something going
Agatha
on
tournament.
here.
Yeah.
Something shady's going on, and we will create a new podcast and get to the bottom of it. A mystery to be solved.
We should run an Agatha tournament where you can't discard intentionally Agatha. Like you can't use Wave or Sif or
Can't do
any
anything
discards.
to try and get rid of Agatha.
Like
yeah.
you have to have Agatha in your deck and then just throw a bunch of cards in there.
That'd just be an auto battler. They actually had a question in their questionnaire. Like they do like a monthly or whatever questionnaire of like, what do you like about Snap and blah, blah, blah. And they had a question is like, what's a new feature that you would like? And one of the options was like a Snap auto battler. So like
Oh
maybe
my
they already
God.
have this idea.
Please
a-
just do Battlegrounds, but
Yeah,
Snap.
Battlegrounds but with Snap. Yeah.
Oh,
Like it would be
Mamma
kind of just
mia.
like this. You just build your deck as you go, your Agatha deck. That'd be kind of
that'd
cool.
be fun. I would like that. That'd be good.
I'd play it. But
Yeah.
I also really like auto battlers. Set 10 league, not league, set 10 TFT coming out very soon.
Yeah.
Now that people care about that.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what people do care about is the upcoming card, Gladiator.
The
Should
upcoming
we talk about
card,
him?
Gladiator. Yeah, we're going to talk about him. Let me pull that up. It is Gladiator. Is it a 3-7? It was a 3-8 or something, right? Did they nerf this before it came out?
Yeah, I think it was a
Or was it
3-8
3-9?
3-9. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like insane before. Now it's like, now it's
it's
a
mad.
Maximus.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
what's
bad, but it's like it's a Maximus level card, which is not a bad card. It's just very specific in what you could play it in, I feel like. But it does have an interesting power. So it's a 3/7 on reveal. Add a card from your opponent's deck to their side of this location. If it has less power, destroy it. So like obviously if you're playing against a deck that has a lot of big cards in it that you'd like, you're gonna be a little bit skeptical about playing this. But I think oftentimes 7 power is going to be big enough to kill any card that is in most people's deck.
I'm
So I
sure
think
someone
most of the
can someone can run the numbers and see like what's the average power in a deck right now, like with the meta cards, but I'm pretty sure it's way lower than 7. So I think it's gonna kill
Yeah.
most things. But at a 3-9, it was so much better. There's a lot of bigger cards that have like 8 power, I think, like Odin sort of stuff or Orca. But this killing things and then maybe you play a null. Like I'm trying to think where you would actually want to play this. Null? Does their on reveal should not go off, right? It doesn't play the card. It pulls it out of the deck. So if their on reveal doesn't go off, this will be pretty good. But if their on reveal
Yeah,
does
actually,
go
that's
off,
a-
this is awful.
I think the on reveal might go off.
Okay, if the on reveal goes off, if this pulls like a white tiger, like you messed up. Like I don't that's a big component here.
Yeah, I think it'll be like Doc Ock. You know how it like pulls the cards out of the hand and the on reveal goes off.
Yeah.
Like I think it'll all go off and then it'll resolve the destroying it. Would be my guess, but I'm not positive. But there are not a lot of cards 7 and bigger.
Yeah.
There's like not a lot that people run.
So if it is a 7, it's not going to kill it. Wait, does he die?
It's less. No, I don't think they fight. It's just
so
like
it's not
it stays on the board. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, because in Snap, most cards don't die unless it has a kill ability, right? This has a destroy ability, but I mean, like, it doesn't say commit suicide.
I thought it was whichever has less power, destroy it. Is that what it used to be, or am I'm just confusing it with the Hearthstone card?
Yeah, that would be really bad. I think if this died, it's just like you'd be pulling out a card from them for free, basically. But this might be good in Clog because if it doesn't destroy it, you clog their side maybe with a giant card that you could Shang. Actually, Shang. Now this is a little bit weirder with Shang because with the Shang change, like now if it pulls a 7 or an 8 power card, it's like not quite Shangable, right? Or 7, 8, or 9. Which I don't know. There aren't that many 9 power cards.
I wonder if this card would be better if it pulled from the hand. I think it would. It'd be like Dirty Rat.
Oh man, Dirty Rat was insane. So yeah, this would actually be really good if it pulled from the hand, I feel like. Although I think it's more likely pulling from the hand that you pull a big card because you're generally not playing your big cards out, so you're more likely to have it stuck in your hand.
Yeah, well, maybe so just pull out a Thalna Stone, destroy it, and then they draw a card. I don't know. This doesn't seem great to me. I would say probably don't get this.
Well, maybe since it's an on reveal, you could play Wong on reveal with what's that card called?
Odin. Odin.
The 1/2 that destroys a card in their deck. Oh, Yondu.
Oh, Yondu.
Man.
Okay, so
you
you
can destroy their
null?
deck. Yeah.
So you go Wong into Gladiator, Yondu, into Null in a different lane, and your Null is going to be 100 power.
Yeah, maybe.
I think this has to go in Null decks, right?
Yeah, Null decks it could be okay. I think it's Clog, Null. Is there anything else where you want to destroy cards in people's deck? There really isn't.
No, right? I think you just. I'll probably
Surfer?
try to build with like Yondu, Null, Negasonic, Gladiator. I don't know. Yeah. This is bad. It's not great, but it'll be fun. But don't spend your hard-earned currency.
I don't think it'll be bad. I think it'll be about as good as Maximus, which is like a playable card.
Maximus? It's playable. Who plays nobody?
Surfer. It's played in Surfer decks.
It's only in Surfer decks on the final turn, so your opponent doesn't get the draw. So Maximus is still better than this in a Surfer deck, I think. I mean, maybe you play this in a Surfer deck on 3, and Maximus you play on the last turn. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, because you could play this out earlier, because you're generally killing the card, I think.
Okay, you know, maybe it's all right in a Surfer. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it just slots right in there.
75% of the time, you kill the card, at least, I feel like. There's no way you have more than 4, 7 power bigger cards.
I assume
deck,
they run the numbers, or they do a little internal testing, right? And they were like, oh, at 9 power, everything's dying. He's too good. Let's put him at 7, and then he's okay. Maybe that's what happened.
Because literally, look at my lockdown deck, 1 card. You know, if we just look at random decks, C3, 0 cards. You know, just Loki, 1 card in this that I just happen to have, 1 card. Chavez,
oh, he's gonna pull out Chavez every time. It's just gonna be Chavez.
Why can't it be the top card of their deck? You know, then it never is Chavez.
Yeah, it should do that. That'd be a good buff.
Yeah, maybe if it's bad, they'll buff it, but I think it'll be good enough that they won't buff it for a while. But we'll see. It's not
better
than
bad,
Lady Deathstrike or something like that. That got buffed.
Yeah. What if they put it really strong and then they nerf it? Like if it was on reveal and they change it to ongoing. Wait, that doesn't make sense for this card. But if they pulled a Mobius on it, that would be that'd be really bad. So I think they're trying to maybe they're gonna release a weaker one, or maybe it's OP and we're stupid and it's gonna blow our minds.
Maybe there is a combo we're missing. Let us know in the comments if we're missing some combo. I don't see it though. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
combo
gonna
would be
pull out
amazing?
Nimrod for your opponent, and then
That seems bad. Like
oh, that's awful.
maybe oh no, I really you can Odin it, kill another card.
I think it's just for a little bit of information gathering.
Yeah, actually
But
that is true. It's like a Yondu and a card that is premium
like
stats.
yeah, well, Yondu is not terrible. So yeah, if Yondu was like a 1/3 or something. So this is like you pull out their Shang-Chi from their deck and you're like, okay, they don't have Shang-Chi, and then you snap because you're confident.
Yeah, it'll be
And
really
then
bad
they leave.
actually with the on reveals now that like because there's a lot of good on reveals that you can pull out. People like think about Loki. They pull out like Sentinel, Mirage, Snowguard. At least you could kill like
Yeah.
their werewolf or something. That like what happens with a goblin? Like will goblin die if you pull a goblin out?
Oh,
Because it's switched sides. Because they did
yeah,
just
it
make
probably
the change
does.
that like Eliot doesn't kill cards that switch sides. So does it
Yeah,
kill cards that switch sides?
based on the wording, I would say yes, it does.
Okay,
But
I
we'll
would
have
think
to
so
see.
too. But
I still hope on
yeah.
reveals. Again, if on reveals go off with this, it'll just be okay. If on reveals don't go off, I think it'll be really good. Like maybe it checks
Yeah,
a card face down, or like it punches it in the air. No, because it puts it on the location. I don't
yeah, and
know.
it's got to be able to. You have to see the card because it's not going to like resolve it without you knowing if it was bigger or not. It's like, oh, it must have been smaller. It died before it revealed.
He's just Dollar Tree Superman. I
Yeah,
don't
actually, I
know.
don't even know this character. I don't even know what universe he's from.
Well,
Do you know Gladiator at all from an actual Marvel perspective?
no, but I'm gonna guess he's really cool and he punches things.
Very cool. Do you ever try and hide that you're not as big of a Marvel fan from your fans as they want you to be?
No, I don't try and hide anything. But I started buying omnibuses, which are like collections of mag or comics. And then
Really?
you read them all at once. Like back in the day when I was a wee lad, you had to buy each comic individually. So if you wanted to run, it was like really hard to do. But now you can get an omnibusy, and I'm like, oh, as an adult, I can maybe, afford an omnibusy, and then I don't have the time to read them. So
Wow.
yeah,
So you actually buy comics now?
I do. Yeah. Not like modern ones, but I went through a phase where I was like looking at like what's the best Omni of all time, and then I would go back and like get it and try and read it. But to be
And
honest,
by it sounds like you have not read any of them.
they're just sitting on my coffee table looking cool, maybe, if you like
So they're
Marvel.
just an art piece.
Like
Basically is what
I
you're
bought
saying.
the Ultimate Spider-Man because when I was a wee lad, I think I got like the first or second comic, and I was like so excited to read it, but I couldn't afford to get the other ones, and my parents were like, no. So I was like, shit, all right. And now I can, but I don't have the time. I got to make Marvel Snap content. I got to record this podcast. Instead of this podcast, I could have been reading them.
You would not have been reading them. You know what you would have been doing without this podcast right now?
What?
Playing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
Probably.
2. Yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
Well, I only do that on stream, but
Oh, really? Do you
yeah,
play any games off stream now?
Warcraft Rumble
Yeah, what is up with that? Why are you so addicted?
and
Not
Overwatch
to-
2. Is this the end of the pod? Are we at the end?
This is
here?
the end. We're at the end. Because this is a short one, right? We've already
Yeah.
gone over our short limit here, but
Yeah. I play a lot of Overwatch 2 off stream as well. Again, that's my fiance's favorite game, so we play a decent amount of that. But I have been very addicted to Warcraft Rumble. I made a few videos on it, but I was like, I don't know if it's really something I'm going to keep making videos on. But I do enjoy the game. I've probably played it like 30 to 40 hours at this point. But yeah, no one cares about that. What have you been playing?
I mean, just Snap, honestly, and I might start playing some TFT. But I just back to Rumble for a second. Not Rumble, but just in general, games that I don't think really last. Like, it's like, it feels to me kind of like a dungeon run, kind of like PvE loop where like it's fun for your first like 10, 20 runs, and then you really will just get over it. I feel like after that initial, like when I say 10, 20, like obviously I was talking about dungeon run more so than like, I think Warcraft Rundle, it might last a little bit longer than that, and you're like I want to keep doing this thing, but I don't think it'll be like 3 months from now. I don't think you're still going to be rumbling that much, if any, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong.
No, you could be right. I think again, it's like a honeymoon phase. There are 100 levels. I've cleared the first 75, but in order to wait, is there more than 100? There might be more than 100. In order to unlock the rest of them, I have to play a lot. It's a grind. Like I've done it with Alliance, but I have to do it with the other 4 families. There's also dungeons every week. There's potential, but will it be as big as Snap? I definitely don't think so.
Oh no way. Snap is taking over. It's growing. I actually don't know if it's growing, but I actually do think I want to just like look real quick at the Steam charts for Snap. What do you say? Oh wow, it is growing.
It is growing.
This is insane. Look at this. It's an upward trend. Is this right?
What happened?
It kind of is.
Well,
it's had bigger peaks. I think. You know what it is? It's the PC
drops.
Because this is PC numbers.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a little deceptive.
Go to the 3 month. Okay. Yeah, I think it's car
this
release
was like PC launch, so we got a big bump from PC launch.
I wonder what those peaks are. One might be like Twitch drops or something.
October 24th, October 31st.
Yeah.
November 7th.
So
they're
October
new
31st
cards.
was the last day of drops as well. October 24th was the beginning of drops. So those were the biggest days.
Well, it's the Tuesday, isn't this the day before drops?
I don't remember. You might be right.
Yeah, because drops started on Wednesday.
But it's early days for Snap. You know, there's still a lot of things coming out for the game. I'm sure they're going to release new game modes. I'm sure they're going to release new features. Like they're just getting started, and I feel like their team is growing. So
yeah, I do think Snap has a promising future, and everything has been improved with Snap over time. I think nothing's been like made worse. I think they do a great job with balance. They do a great job with taking player feedback. With the whole Mobius thing, they made a bunch of changes with like their whole playtesting process, and they're like, we're gonna do a bunch of things that will make it better. So I have a lot of hope for it. I think I've heard some other like content creators talking about like potentially getting into Snap because they see how well it's doing. Maybe because of the Twitch drop days, and they see Dekkster over there with 20,000 viewers, and they're like, wait, I want that. But
well, that'll never happen again.
You don't think so, but I think this next Twitch drops is happening, if you guys didn't know, again. And this time with Peach Momoko.
That's a nice one.
For Punisher, which is pretty nice. Those variants are sick. I love Peach Momoko variants.
Yeah, one of my favorite artists, probably.
Yeah, I think it's top for sure of mine. And I will be happy to get this for myself and for everyone else. Come stop by Dekkster or my stream for the Twitch drops. I think we'll both be streaming a lot during the week that it is live.
Yeah, probably.
It's 1 week. Probably. Yep.
I should actually put this in my calendar.
If it's not already, yeah, you definitely should. Next Wednesday, November 15th. We'll have another pod out, I think, before then, so we'll maybe push it one more time.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Any final words?
Nope. None.
Nope. All right, perfect.
No.
That's exactly what we want to hear. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. See you next time. Bye.
See ya.